ready to rock from the rock. Ottawa and New York separated by just 2 points for 4th place in the final playoff spot in the PWHL. Ottawa just sneaking into 4th a few days ago with a win over Seattle. Beautiful for Gwyneth Phillips, and now we are underway, and a puck hits the post, and we get a whistle. Bit of a funny start to this one. Ottawa's glad that they get a quick start. They had a long delay before their last game against Seattle. Hour delay with an ice issue. Still won the game 4-3 against the Torrent. It's taken up the right wing by Gabby Hughes, who opened the scoring against New York last time these two teams faced. Cherkowski takes it down the right wing. She is ridden out of the play by Brooke Hobson in her first year with Ottawa after 2 years with the Sirens. Fillier on it now. Shipping it on past Sarah Wozniewicz and goes in. Now, this is an Ottawa team pack that predicates a lot of its offense on the rush. We'll see how they're able to create transition chances today as Bourbonnet's shot is deflected on by O'Brien. Sprawling by Phillips behind the net, looking for O'Brien again from Fillier, never got through.
And look for a lot of that from New York today. They talked about crashing the net. Her D saw her backside there, and it was a little look-off pass backdoor. Nice play.
Spinning away with it is Jenner, trying to start that breakout and get a rush chance. There is Leslie, and she's canceled out quickly by O'Brien. So this is New York's game, right? They are trying to take away that rush.
There was a nice chip there on the breakout, too, from New York, or rather from Ottawa.
Now O'Neill. O'Neill throwing in front, deflected, and parried away by Phillips. Down the right wing, Mrazova. Bernard reverses to Jinsey Rose. 2 years as an alternate captain with the Charge. Now in her first year with the New York Sirens. She's going to be quite happy. Her alma mater, Ohio State, defeating your alma mater pack, Wisconsin, in the WCHA final yesterday.
Can't win them all. They'll bounce back. The right time to lose.
Hey, Riley reverses. Speaking of champions, her Quinnipiac Bobcats won the ECAC title yesterday, first time since 2016, defeating Yale. She had her first 2 PWHL points in their last game against Seattle. Turning away with it, Alexa Vasco. She sends it off down the right wing, and now here's Ottawa's first rush chance as they enter the zone, trying to throw in for Taylor House. Hit a body in front. Now here comes New York the other way. Fecto on the right, has Bardman, flutters, and just a hopping puck over her stick.
Just a little ahead of her there. It's a nice, bright idea.
New York would love to get those rush chances from the 4th line. House chasing after it. Hopping puck. Here's Emily Clark, who's been on a heater, trying to center one for Gabby Hughes. Deflected wide. Gilday ships one, turned over in the slot to Kaltenkova. She's trying to plow right through Clark, gets it over the line. Kaltenkova drags, fires. That one got blocked by Gilday into the corner.
Both teams, I think, aren't doing a very good job of slowing down the rush. You mentioned it before. They're creating a lot of space for themselves and backing up.
Do you think that's a bad thing for two teams that like to play fast like this?
I think they like it on the offensive side, right? But on the defensive side, it leads to both giving up more than they might want to. It's just a lot of back and forth.
Jenner run into puck through Mylan Person, kept alive by Emma Greco, turned over to Casey O'Brien. O'Brien over the line. New York has numbers. Nyland Person leaves one, and Phillips with the safe side of the net on Levis. Now it's Fillier. She tried to find Nyland Person, too far for her, picked off by Riley. 2 assists for her first 2 PWHL points, including a beauty that she fed Emily Clark on a 2-on-1 rush.
Good stick there from Nyland Person to break up that play as well.
Jenner leaves it, and a kick saved by Osborne. Second chance by Leslie, never got through. Initial try by Katarova. Katarova 4 goals in her last 4 games. She had 2 in just her first 12 games. Pack making a nice adjustment to the league now. in this last stretch.
And we've seen that from some of these European players. It just takes them a little bit to get used to the physical style of play and adjust to players that they're not used to playing with, more so they play against, right?
Katarova, a two-time Olympian with Russia, 2018-2022. Get our first big wee-woo chant of the afternoon from a terrific New York crowd today. Maddie Wheeler trying to chase this down. It'll go all the way for icing. 23-save shutout by the Caesar salad queen and gold medalist Erin Frankel. Tough to put one by her when you have only 23 chances. That's because New York took a lot of penalties, but they were great on the penalty kills. Stopped 6 of 6. Boston tries. Fecto throwing one into the high slot. Got chested down by Vasco. Tries to flip one for House. One touch through neutral ice, looking for Peyton Hemp. She's ridden off the puck neatly, and New York the other way, trying to dump and chase as they get a change. Gerard in after it. Gerard, Tchaikovsky out there with Colton Kova joining the fray as New York's made another couple of changes to their lines today. Greg Fargo has done that a lot this year.
He's kept this Gerard-Tchaikovsky line together, though, and I like that.
It's off Gerard and in deep. The big change today is the Fillier line. She's with O'Brien for the first time in a long time. Could be a chance now in transition. Here's Brooke McQuigg waiting, delaying, throwing one in front, looking for Riley joining the fray from the blue line, but broken up. Colton Kova whisks it across to Gerard, who had the natural hat trick in game 1 of the season in Ottawa.
It's a smart play there from Gerard, too, to dump it in the opposite corner, buy her team a little bit of time to get the change, get fresh bodies out there.
Looks like a best-on-best line here. Leslie and Jenner with Wozniewicz out for Ottawa against the Fillier O'Brien Levis line. Leslie, a shot off of the blocker of Osborne, then hit the pipe. That had some knuckle to it. LaRocque makes a nice move. Worked into the corner. Leslie up top. Savalainen gives it up. Shot by Leslie, got blocked. Now sent into the corner for Zandy Hart. Saw New York got 19 shots against Boston, helping them kill 2 5-on-3s. Fillier can't work her way through LaRocque. Brooke Hobson on the way. Cuts her way around Hartshee. Over the blue line, Hobson still slicing. Loose puck in the slot. Simpson will whisk it away. Bouncer to the corner for O'Neill.
That's an example there where New York is maybe backing up a little bit. They have numbers. They should attack Hobson a little sooner than that.
Here they go, walking in. Kick save Phillips on Maddie Wheeler. And Gilday lays the body in the corner on Hartshee. Centering feed and a glove save by Phillips on O'Neill. It was Desbiens and Frankel with a shutout against New York on Thursday. Her second shutout against the Sirens, 4th of the year, ties her for the league lead. And now, of course, Phillips. How long does it take you to adjust to playing against a goalie with a right-hand catch as a shooter? As Tchaikovsky throws one off Phillips.
I don't think it takes that much longer. You honestly, it's almost more in favor because then you're on your strong hand when you're shooting, right?
Phillips scrambling for it to cover. Little pull by Leslie. Couldn't get it around the defender, Nyland Person. Thrown on Osborne. Does a nice job to catch that low shot. Both teams have high volume shooting approaches. Both of these goalies under a lot of duress this year. 2 of the top 6 saves in the league as that one hits the pipe twice and rattles in.
After review, the call on the ice is overturned. We have no goal to the goaltender interference.
You be the judge. Wozniewicz in front of Osborne.
Yeah. I'm honestly a little surprised to see that called back, but maybe the argument is there was enough contact with that glove there that she couldn't get set and couldn't get over to make that save. So nonetheless, 0-0. New York needs to wake up a little bit, though. They're out shooting Ottawa here, but it's another slow start.
And Bardman takes a spill. Now LaRocque on the move, has Hemp out wide. 4-on-2 if they hurry, but it's broken up by Bourbonnais out to center, and New York's got it with Fecteau. Ross joining the rush, a little bit behind her. Dale Ross throws one on, took a pinball. Don't think it ever got through on Phillips, and turned back the other way by Greco. Greco part of a 6-player trade the day before New York played Ottawa in January, between Ottawa and Vancouver. Comes out to center. Rose trying to get it over the line. A little bit offside. It was Michaela Cava, Brooke McQuigg, and Emma Greco to Ottawa. Manna McMahon, Anna Meixna, and Anna Shokina to the Golden Eyes. Wheeler offside. Opposite side, it was O'Neill just a step ahead of the play. And so with under 10 to go, Ottawa was nearly on top. The goal overturned. No score in Newark. Onside, Kanarova just couldn't connect. Now here is O'Neill the other way, trying to take it wide on Hobson. O'Neill has speed. She is taken too far wide, thrown back in front, and Wheeler got knocked down by Mrazova and caused Phillips to take a tumble as well.
So the official answer is it was impeding Osborne's ability to make the save, which maybe, like we said, when she was coming out and getting her glove out, they felt like she didn't have the ability to get set.
So maybe not necessarily a bump, but she was in the space that Osborne needed to make the catch.
Yeah.
LaRocque floats it back out to center. And here is Girard. Leaves it. Tchaikovsky pulls, trying to take it wide. Thrown in front. Phillips. It stayed out.
It's a great move by Tchaikovsky there. Just that change of angle to get the puck to the net.
Kaltenkova crashing there too, tied up with Gabby Hughes. New York is doing exactly what Greg Fargo asked, and that is create chaos in front of Gwyneth Phillips.
Yep, and that line's going to get one here. They just have to stay with it, stick with it. Girard's going to the net. They're going to find one.
Pass Levis. Here's Wozniewicz. Throws one on Osborne. Stick to the corner. Leslie. Back out to center for Greco. Nyland Person with it now. On the lead for O'Brien. Levis. Tied up at the line. Play is offside. New York just figuring that out now as Riley sends an outlet way up ahead looking for Jenner. Hopping puck, and that one is offside with 7:23 to go. Here's a shot by Vasco, gloved by Osborne. New York again protecting Oz in front. Archie leaves it. Bourbonnais fires. Blocker side. Rebound. Score! Maddie Wheeler lights the lamp for New York.
What a play, huh? Off the end wall. It pays to be home and pays to know your building. Undoubtedly, this is something that New York knows. They've got an active wall. Harchie's going to make a nice play here. She turns up. She finds her trailing D. Bourbonnais misses wide, but no big deal because it's a pass right on the stick of Maddie Wheeler. That's a great play from Jamie Bourbonnais. And I wonder actually if that's intentional. That's something that these players know, right? They know their own building. Those boards are super active and it can play to your advantage. So New York gets on the board first and they had everyone involved in that. I love that play.
What do you make of that great play by Wheeler, settling that off of her skate?
Yeah, she had some time too. It was no hesitation. Some people will miss from there. In my case, the closer you get, the smaller the net gets.
Almost got closed down by Brooke Hobson. Wheeler makes the play. She had 3 assists against Ottawa. First game of the year, she had 3 assists on the 3 Girard goals. Watch out the other way with New York making a change. Here's Hughes, tied up by Cherkowski on the back check.
New York had numbers there.
Bounces over O'Brien, able to win the race ahead of Kate Riley. Fillier gets her stick in there. Leslie jamming at it sideboards. Fluttering puck. Icing waved off. Nyland Person gets there. Dogged pressure by Jenner. Wozniewicz in as well. They've got 3 below the goal line here. Greco just settles and keeps it in. Wozniewicz turned over to O'Brien. 2-on-2. Riley takes a spill. 2-on-1. O'Brien walks in, looking for Levis, deflected wide. Thrown in front. Fillier scores! The star New York has been asking for delivers.
And she's had a monkey on her back for a while. We talked about it before the game. Fargo wasn't worried, neither was she. She's been getting opportunities, and she makes no mistake here. O'Brien leads the charge. Look at those wheels. A nice little play gets broken up. She sticks with it. Fillier goes hard to the net. It's a great hard work play. It's a good defensive play there. But O'Brien beats all the Ottawa D right to the back of the net. A little bump for good measure. And that's a happy Sarah Fillier.
The reigning Rookie of the Year breaks a career-long 14-game goal drought, and it gives New York a 2-0 lead against the Charge in the first period. And here they are on the rush again with their crowd at their back. Hemp fires one wide. More crashing toward the net. Vasco chipped around. Vespa out of the corner. Looking for Fecto. In a battle back there with Vasco trying to feed one in front. Gilday got in the way of Bargman. Loose again. Fecto trying to wrap one around. Vasco pestering her. Ross goes D-to-D for a one-timer by Bourbonnais that's gloved down by Phillips. So New York gets a pair here. But none more thrilling for the Sirens than Sarah Fillier lighting the lamp. 2-0 Sirens. So Hobson goes off for a cross check.
Number 88, wrong unit. Civil line and shooting for a legal body check after 15:43. And civil line and shooting for a legal body check at 15:43.
Sirens goal! Their second of the season, scored by number 10, Sarah
New York in a 5-on-3 power play. Well, that's got to feel nice for them. They killed enough 5-on-3s on Thursday. Here is Fillier breaking that lengthy goal drought. Hands it off to Nyland Person. O'Brien from the dot. Fillier gives it back. Nyland Person for the one-timer by O'Brien, blocked by Larocque. Flip back out for Fillier to control. Power play again, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Now a 5-on-3 for the Sirens. Nyland Person looking to move it. Fillier closed down by Greco. Nyland Person for O'Brien. For the one-timer, Nyland Person ripped it wide, thrown back in front. Phillips tracks and covers, and we got some more rough stuff behind the net. You like him having the two physical players, Girard and Calty, out there?
I do. Good net presence.
Thrown in front, score! Taylor Girard! The charge killer makes it 3-0 New York.
Well, we said it. We've been talking about Taylor Girard. We've been talking about Colton Kova, O'Brien, the last two games. They've been firing up. Again, good puck movement. Look how wide they get. They spread the defenseman out. That's tough to stop. Right, a two-player advantage all the way across the ice. Tic-tac-toe, boom. Colton Kova was there for the rebound. That's a perfectly executed 5-on-3. Great puck movement, and all smiles for Taylor Girard. Heck of a goal, baby.
Of her 6 goals this year, now 4 against Ottawa. Again, started by that natural hat trick against the Charge in the season opener. And New York still has power play time remaining on a 5-on-4. Here's Vasco shorthanded. Has Hemp cutting to the net, poked away by O'Neill, and Osborne will cover with 17 ticks to go on the New York power play.
Yeah, this is exactly what they wanted. I mean, the last 5 minutes of this game have been electric for this team. A great start. They needed it. Now there's a lot of hockey left, right? So they have to keep doing the little things, and Ottawa's here to play. So by no means is this game over, but it was a great start for New York.
And here they come out of the box, Savaline, and generous shot parried away by Osborne, thrown back in the mixer behind the net for Leslie. They get it up top. Hobson, who had the first penalty, thrown in front again. They score. Brianne Jenner, and it's a 2-goal game. Jenner, her 9th of the year, tied for the most points in the league, and gets a big one for the Charge here.
Little fumble from Hobson. She recovers. Again, low to high puck movement. The more you move the puck, the harder it is. A little fumble from Larocque. Jenner's in front as well. Again, active end wall. Leslie. Osborne didn't really have much of a chance there. She was stuck down, but again, that active end wall.
Kick plate really bounces here at Prudential Center. Both teams know it. If Ottawa didn't know it, now they certainly do. But they got one and New York got one. Practically the same style.
And it's difficult to defend against because it's essentially a backdoor play. You expect the puck to kick back out on one side, and all of a sudden it's in the middle of the ice on the other.
It's hard for the goalie to shift across and to know when you should shift across and when you should hold. And it's got to be hard for defenders too.
You have to have your head on a swivel, constantly looking where's the offensive player behind you, and your timing and spacing, right? You want to be ahead of them so that you keep the puck from getting to them, but also help out your goaltender.
It's almost like in baseball, if you read the ball off the wall as an outfielder, you don't want to commit too fast to making the move toward it.
Exactly.
1 minute remaining in the period.
There's Greco under her skate and out to center. Feed by McQuigg. Under a minute to go in the first period. Simpson chips it ahead. Worked back by Riley. Pressure by O'Brien. McQuigg gets it deep. Chased down by Emily Clark in a battle in the corner with Lauren Bernard. Hughes on her knees in behind Osborne. 30 seconds to go in the first. New York got the first 3. Larocque winds one up from the point, deflects wide. Osborne might have had trouble tracking that off the deflection. Wozniewicz feeds McQuigg. Purposeful wrap with under 10 seconds to go. Cherkowski out to neutralize, chased down by Jenner. And in front of a fabulous crowd at the Rock, New York with a 3-1 lead. Ottawa takes it up the ice. Gabby Hughes over the line. Trying to filter one for Emily Clark. Sent below the goal line. Micah Zandy Hart chips it into the corner. A lot of hardware here today too, Pat, between all the Women's World Cup champions and the Olympic champions on the ice today. Emily Clark winding one up. Oh, that pinballed wide. Off of Brooke McQuigg. Net front traffic. Levis for O'Brien. Filters one. Levis in front. Couldn't get it through on Phillips.
Peyton Levis does a great job. Oh, big hit there on the blue line. Peyton Levis does a great job, just about as well as anyone in my opinion, of driving the seam, driving the lane, moving the puck to the outside and getting herself to the net, using her speed to her advantage.
Wozniewicz laying that hit too on the blue line. Gilday, who had that first Ottawa goal waved off on review. The quick battling into the corner. Kaltenkova filtering one on the backhand. Blind feed by Cherkowski. Girard had vacated the space.
Couple nice little moves there. Just no one in front, but right idea. Get it to the front of the net.
Looking for the breakout here. Two-line pass by Kaylee Osborne. Sent deep by Cherkowski. Pinning Hobson to the wall. Worked free by O'Reilly. Pestered by Kaltenkova, but wheels it away. Leslie up the ice. Delays for her line mates and gets it deep off the glass. Archie can't catch on the backhand. Now Jenner. Hemp couldn't sift one through, looking for Leslie on the line. Bit of a slower start. Both teams feeling out the beginning of the second period.
Yeah, a little bit more dump and chase. Maybe not so feeling it out, but just trying to not give anything up early. New York probably knows that Ottawa's going to come out with a little bit of a jump. I don't think Carla McLeod was happy with that period. Happy with the finish, but not happy with the start.
It was the second period that McLeod took issue with against Seattle as well after they had a good start on Wednesday. Felt that they made too many lateral passes in the second as that one comes free side of the net. Cavo looking in front. Mrazova was lurking there. She wants them to play north to south and felt they were going too much east to west when they lost their identity.
And there's a hard hit there in the corner on O'Neill. She's up and moving. But yeah, to your point, she likes that north-south quick hockey, hold on to the puck. Remember, too, we talk a lot about puck possession. The puck is hard to get, and so dump and chase hockey and cross-ice dumps, like, you want to deposit the puck into areas where you're going to get it back, and that plays into that north-south play.
Here's north-south from New York. Vespa fires one high on the blocker side.
I like that shot choice from Vespa. Got to hit the net, but I like that play.
Wozniewicz battles for it. She's 1-on-3 waiting for help. Curls away, has House going to the net, leaves it for her on the cycle. Little wraparound by Vasco, sealed off by Osborne. Now a chance for Hughes, firing one off the side of the net. Well, if you're picking line mates, it's hard to pick wrong when you're picking Sarah Fillier, one of the elite skill players in the game. Hughes sends it across. Hobson twists it back. Their games really do complement each other, Pac.
Yeah, they do, and it's fun to make plays when you get to make plays with Sarah Fillier. The way she sees the ice, her hockey IQ is just incredible.
Imagine that she would say the same thing about Casey O'Brien, her speed, her skill. Addie Kazmaier, award winner out of Wisconsin. Levis battling for it, won by Hobson. Leslie now with numbers over the line. This is the top line for Ottawa. Glove save by Osborne, but she didn't get it clean. Jenner was rushing to the net, swept away. Now Colton Kova as we go the other direction. Leaves one. Nyland Person trying to go backdoor for Zandy Hart. 2 New York D entering the rush, but never got it to the net.
Back-to-back rushes and chances. It's a nice move from Colton Kova, and at the other end, a great little quick move again to change the angle from Leslie.
Jenner on the reverse. Breaking it out through the middle. That's a great find by Jenner.
Stretch the zone, quick exit.
The veteran with the eyes up ice. Girard chips it for Rose. Nifty move around Katarova. Here comes New York on the rush, 3-on-2. Here's Colton Kova, but she couldn't catch clean at the bottom of the circle. And pestered by Larocque. Katarova leaves one for Mrazova. Takes the bump from Wheeler. In the corner, Simpson. Through Rose. Ottawa making a change, and there is a charge player down in front of their bench who fell awkwardly down on the blue line. It's Mrazova.
And she went down hard. Yeah, and she just gets clipped. It looks like her teammate's coming off for a change behind her, and she doesn't see the door opening. That's a tough one. One of the hardest jobs, in my opinion, is the goalie on the door. So she was able to get up on her own, heads to the bench, heads down the tunnel. Hopefully she's okay. That's a tough one. That doesn't feel good when you hit the open door. There's no padding over there. That's just a metal pole that she's running into. And her goalie was looking the other way for the change. So unfortunately, that stuff happens. Hopefully she's okay. She's a big part of that Ottawa Charge offense. So hopefully we can get her back out here.
Looked like maybe her right hip by her stomach hit the corner of that door. Hopefully she's all right. You mentioned she has been a crucial part of their offense. 2 assists in the last game against Seattle. Here is Fillier on the rush. Fillier on the backhand, trying to go high on Phillips, who shuts it down with the shoulder. Now Fillier in a net side battle with Gilday, who lost her stick. Stick broke behind the net. I believe last time these two teams played, the same thing happened. It cost Ottawa a goal. Gilday lost her stick right behind the cage, and she's still playing without one. Rose gloves it down at the blue line. O'Brien.
Good walk from the seam.
Throws in front for a deflection by Levis. Didn't get through. Turning try, and that one goes wide. Fillier had got knocked down. Gilday still playing without a stick. Fillier gets bumped again by Hughes. Now she loses her twig. Fillier goes off. Remember, long change in the second period. That's why Gilday can't get a new twig. Throw it on Phillips, and she'll cover. Jenner cut off by Ann Cherkowski. Happened to be in a conversation a couple of weeks ago with the commissioner of her old college league, Doug Christensen, in the ECAC. He said one of the things he loves about Sarah Fillier's game, she can play however you want. You can play a skill game with her, you can play a physical game with her. She plays tough. In that shift against Gilday, it'll be a physical game down the stretch.
And as good as Fillier is now, I think she's only going to continue to develop and improve as she plays in this league. I think she benefits from the physical aspect of play, and I think that she's just going to continue as better players come into the league. She's going to continue to get better and better.
Savalainen now at the line. Hemp takes the shove from Colton Kova. Nice little skill play by Colty at the line to get it free. Girard tied up by Larocque. Hemp takes the shove from Zandy Hart. Vasco comes away with it in the corner. She leaves it for the one-timer by Hemp. Kick save. Oh, and Savalainen had it rolled off her stick.
New York got lucky on that one. They got to pick up sticks in front of the net. A little bit of puck watching there. You don't want to watch the puck. You don't want your feet turned towards your goalie. You got to turn around and find a body and pick up a stick.
Tell you what, there are a lot of potential first-time fans in this league coming to the game today. They're getting a show, both skill-wise and physically. There is Mrazova. So good to see her back out her first shift after going down, hitting the open door at the Ottawa bench.
Sometimes scarier than anything as an athlete when you go down like that. It doesn't feel good. You know you hit the door.
Here she is, just lost it trying to feed it across for Kadyrova, who she assisted twice on Wednesday. Just comes out of nowhere, right? I mean, you're not expecting that to happen when you're going off and hitting the boards like that.
Yeah, it's a combination of it doesn't feel good and it's a frustrating, unnecessary injury, per se.
Hughes picked off by Harchie. Nice delay, leaves for O'Neill. Finds the trailer. This is Rose, a little toe drag. Couldn't make her way around the Quig. Former Ottawa alternate captain in a battle behind the net with Hughes. Puck hopping around. Hobson throws a body on Wheeler. Maddie Wheeler comes out of the corner.
It's getting physical out there.
Wheeler, O'Neill scrapping for it. Looking for it at the dot. Hopped off of the boards. O'Neill feeds across for the drive by Bourbonnais, and it deflects wide. O'Neill collects, leaves it for Wheeler. Wheeler throws a bouncer on Phillips, who throws a shove on O'Neill as she gloves it.
And New York was just getting to the point where they maybe could have gotten Ottawa hemmed in.
Bodies flying this afternoon in Newark. The Sirens standing tall with a 3-1 lead against Ottawa. In the second period, and the Leslie line is out there for Ottawa trying to claw one back, but it's Fillier trying to feed it across. It escape blade. Savalainen chips it out for Leslie, and numbers forward for Ottawa. Across for Jenner, who has the first Ottawa goal. Trying to chip one around a defender. Couldn't hack it toward the slot. Wozniewicz keeps it moving. Nyland Person looking for real estate and gets it out to Zandy Hart. Not out of the zone, though. Jenner. Cross ice. Wozniewicz. Oh, if she could have caught that on the backhand.
And New York's got to be careful about having all their forwards leave the zone before the puck does. That leads to odd person rushes, odd person chances, and can get you in trouble.
You know they want to create with this line, but just leaving a little too soon.
Yeah. You don't want all the forwards leaving the zone without the puck. It's dangerous.
Taylor House on the chip around. Bourbonnais takes the body on her. A lot of sticks flying this afternoon. Fillier loses her for the second time. Riley's shot blocked by the stick of Carlton Kova. Chopped that by Vasco. Hops out to Calty at neutral ice. She's pestered by House. Still gets it over the line and throws it in deep. Reverse check on Greco. Ottawa's got House flying out of the zone. Bourbonnais slung across for Girard by Carlton Kova. Another feed in front. Kick save Phillips on Cherkowski. We got a whistle. We got a penalty. We got extracurriculars.
Double minor for roughing. And a defender on Ottawa has the initial for flag.
Now New York coming away shorthanded. Cherkowski. Phillips exits the net. Girard upended by Gilday. New York looking for a jailbreak goal. They had a 2-on-1 brewing for a moment. Power play for Ottawa, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel, the best power play in the PWHL. This is where they make their money this year. It started slow, it has picked up big time. Jenner walks out of the corner. Clark. Oh, Osborne shuts it down. Mrazova, blind feet in front, looking for Cava, and a really good tie-up by New York. Jenner to set it up. She's tied for the most power play points in the league with Megan Keller, 6. Bourbonnais, 5 seconds before even strength as Fillier chips it out to neutral ice. New York wants a penalty. They will not get one as Emmy Fecto comes out of the box for New York. Mrazova's shot blocked into the corner by Simpson. Christina Kaltenkova still in the box for the other 2 minutes of her double minor. Phillips throws Fecto's shot aside. And we've got another penalty coming up. New York going right back to the box. And that will give Ottawa a real chance to make this a game with back-to-back power plays. And just as soon as she left the box for serving somebody else's penalty, Emmy Fecto off for her own.
New York, number 29, minor penalty.
And that's not a penalty you want to take. Your team just killed one off. A team, as we pointed out, that has not traditionally been great on the penalty kill. They've been sound and strong today. She gets out of the box. Not a penalty you want to take.
Back-to-back power plays for the Charge. Can they convert here and make it a 1-goal game? That was on a 5-on-3 New York power play. Ottawa on its second straight 5-on-4 power play. Brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Emmy Fecto in the box for tripping. She had just served half of Christina Kaltenkova's penalty. Jenner's shot deflects into the corner where Leslie flags it down. So New York has to kill again, facing the vaunted Ottawa power play that's first in the league. Highest percentage of goals on the power play compared to even strength and shorthanded of any team in the league. Jenner delays. Hughes with a shot kicked out by Osborne. Thrown back across for Jenner.
Keep an eye on Leslie. Ottawa's got Leslie in that bumper position, high slot. Called the bumper because you can bump the puck back to the D, down to the forwards. You're an option to get the puck to the net in that high mid-slot area.
He was looking for the tip there, but it was blocked, and now Fillier out the other way. Short-handed, looking for a jailbreak, takes it wide, leaves it. O'Neill! Oh, and a save by Phillips. Kristen O'Neill, who had a shorty in the gold medal game for Canada, has a shorty earlier this year with New York, denied by Phillips.
Great drop pass there. Nice little play in front.
Cava trying to absorb that check from Simpson, not out. Katarova with the catch. Under 30 to go in the power play for Ottawa. Into space, Savalainen. Savalainen waits, throws one wide of the net. Katarova is there. Bouncing puck. Osborne collects and covers. Saw the young fan in the corner. There are a few of them, those Aussie signs for Kaylee Osborne. That's blocked by Bourbonnais. Chipped back toward the middle of the ice by Cava. Never got through. Katarova with time winding down on the power play. Fecto ready to come out. Bourbonnais stick in the way. High off the glass. There comes Fecto right back into the play. Back to even strength. New York kills 2 in a row. Whisked to the corner by Bourbonnais. Trying to keep it alive was Mrazova, but chipped down to center. And here is Fecto. Fecto trying to center one, but it's in behind Wheeler.
Just a little behind her there.
So New York kills back-to-back Ottawa power plays. They're 8 for their last 8 after the 6-for-6 performance against Boston. Osborne has no problem coming out of her own net. She gets it all the way to Girard on the wrap. Purposeful dump to the opposite corner where Hobson flags it down. Kaltenkova the first there and lays a crunching reverse check on Alexa Vasco.
It's like running into a full-speed freight train. Wow.
Now over the line, Tchaikovsky, and a glove save by Phillips. Fillier's first shot is blocked. O'Brien chipped into the corner. Fillier trying to chase it down. Gilday gets there first. Pestered by Fillier, who goes down trying to tie up Gilday. Still New York wins the puck. O'Brien trying to get it low to high. Bourbonnais chip toward Hughes, who gets it out to neutral ice.
Saw Peyton Levis get dinged up there and go down the tunnel. Hopefully she's all right.
Archie out of the corner on a sharp angle, and Phillips closes it down. No goals in this middle stanza. Archie scrapping with LaRocque in the corner. In behind the net, it's Savalainen. The Finnish Olympian gets it out to neutral ice. Chip back the other way. Here's Harchie. She's got O'Neill on her left. Harchie delays. The trailer is Wheeler, but it's right in front of her stick. And back the other way for Ottawa. Jenner takes it for Leslie. Jincy Rose couldn't make her way through Mrazova. Wheeler on the half boards. Spun back for Rose to collect. Approaching a minute to go in the second period.
Good work from Harchie there to take the hit and get the puck out.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Another physical play at the blue line. Gilday with the check. Here's Vespa. Perfecto. They've got Bartman rushing to the net, but Fecto lost the puck. Took a crunch from Gilday. Under a minute to go now in the second. O'Neill couldn't twist away from Brooke Hobson. Poked out to be collected by Gilday. Trying to skyhook one out to center in search of Hemp. Or rather Clark, and fought off by Bourbonnais.
Good decision there from Bourbonnais. Tight turn, hold on to the puck. She was going to throw it. She didn't. Good smart play there from their veteran leader.
There she is again at the blue line, winning it away from Leslie. Colton Kova rips one, and Phillips swallows it up. Took a bruising on that 5-on-3, blocked a couple of tough ones. The big Boston shots. Speaking of bruises, I'm sure there are a number of them worked on by the training staff in this intermission, because goodness, Pack, we had a physical second period. The New York Sirens with a 3-1 lead over the Ottawa Charge, and it got heated in the middle 20. We're going to send it down to Abby Labar, who has an injury update for us as we start the third.
Yeah, guys, Peyton Levis out for the rest of the game due to an upper body injury. I just talked to Greg Farger. You'll see Maddie Wheeler's out there right now with Casey O'Brien and Sarah Fillier. He's going to give one of those three ladies on the bottom line there a chance to play with Kristen O'Neill between Bargman, Vespa, and Fecto. So keep your eye on everything.
All right, thank you, Abby. As New York switches things up because of that Peyton Levis injury, she took a hit in the second period and will miss the rest of this game. She has been a staple pack with Sarah Fillier for most of this year.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, she's a player who
O'Brien shot wide.
Doesn't show up maybe a ton on the score sheet in the scoring column, but she does a lot of little things away from the play. She is constantly driving offense, moving her feet, getting to the net. So that's a big loss for New York, and also a big opportunity. I shouldn't say good when it comes to an injury, but a big opportunity for another player to step up.
Peyton Levis, part of the first national champion team with Ohio State a few years ago. Tournament most outstanding player. Just had the selection show for the NCAA tournament earlier this morning. That's going to be a lot of fun coming up. Hope for the best for Peyton Levis. See what New York does with their lines.
And she's been a player that's been fun to watch develop. She came in after her senior season at Ohio State, her rookie season in the PWHL, the first season of the PWHL. There was a lot of learning for everyone that went on there, and it happened in her first season of pro hockey. So to see her stick with it, have some success this season, she's getting lots of ice time. She's a tremendous hockey player and has a bright future and career ahead of her.
Now Mrazova over the line. Cava trying to throw one back across. Bouncing puck, LaRocque taken off her stick by O'Neill and flexed aside by Savalainen. Terrific hand-eye by Rania Savalainen. Katarova. A couple of times after this ice cut, the puck has just stopped. Maybe some standing water a little bit after that, so the puck stopped right around here on the blue line on the first shift.
Yeah, it could be a combination, maybe a little too much water, or Maybe the pucks aren't quite cold enough. They freeze the pucks so they don't bounce around on you, but sometimes if they're not cold enough, they'll stick to the ice.
And takes that one wide. Taylor House trying to center for Hemp. Fought off by Osborne. That one off the side of the cage. You heard it hit the pipe, but Osborne had that space sealed off. Fillier has to make a move in tight on Hobson. Gets it around her and Vasco. Turned over behind the net, looking to center one to Wheeler. Bounced around there. That was O'Brien who made the brilliant centering feed to Fillier. Breaking her goal drought. Gilday now up to Vasco. Will be very interesting to see how this line gels with Wheeler now, with O'Brien and Fillier. 3 players with speed and playmaking ability. Greco one-timing the loose puck. Side of the net, score! A brilliant tip gets it net side, and Ottawa will make it a 1-goal game. Gabby Hughes fires it home.
You can see that play developing. We've got maybe the best view of it up here, kind of bird's eye view on top, but that player back door was wide open for Ottawa. There was no defender on her. Quick play from Greco. Hughes is back door, puts it away.
Watch Brooke McQuigg in the slot here make this play.
A great tip by McQuigg. It comes up to Greco. It's not much of a shot, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, right? And McQuigg gets just enough on it, opens up the lane. And the defense from New York left one too many bodies open to their back door.
I tell you what, Ottawa would love a comeback from a 3-goal deficit, because New York did that to them last time they were in this building. Shot from the point deflected wide, and New York, of course, famously came back against Ottawa from a big deficit last spring in Ottawa. Charge would love to give it right back to the Sirens in front of a huge crowd today at Prudential Center. Manazova now has Cava taken away by Jinsey Rose. Twirling away with it, Manazova. Stick lift by Vespa. Rose can't get it clear. Here's Cava. Chip past Kanadova by Kaltenkova. Now Vespa over the line, trying to leave one. Takes the check from Gilday. Comes free to Hartchie.
It looks like Vespa has gotten the first couple of shifts here up with that line. And I like that choice from Coach Fargo. Good decision making, good speed, can take the body, be physical when needed.
Again, some line shifting because of the Levis injury. He usually plays on that top unit with Fillier and today O'Brien. So we heard from Abby Labar that Greg Fargo would give some of the 4th liners a look on this unit. Hartchie. Skyhook out to center. Little backhand flip, gets it over the line to O'Neill for Wheeler. Wheeler sent to the ice by Kate Riley. Given up to Simpson. She'll wrap it toward Wheeler. Trying to get it to Fillier. Slips free for Hemp. Vasco twirling with it. And now Greco makes the safe play. But too far for icing. She never gained the red line. Potentially a tired bunch out there for the Charge. New York's got the physical line out there to try to take advantage. Kaltenkova spinning away from Vasco. Twirls back the other way. Gets it bottom of the circle for Cherkowski. Cherkowski wheeling away from Riley. Gets it on the cycle to Kaltenkova. Up top, Nyland Person. Sandy Hart, the New York captain. Sends it in behind for Cherkowski. Nyland Person again. Fumbled with it at the blue line. And a big hit by Cherkowski, finishing the check in between the benches on Riley.
It's a little misfire there. And then, yeah, she looks like she hit her head there on the pole, but luckily she's okay. Nice back check.
Look in behind Clark. Play is a little offside. Ottawa has to touch up. O'Brien catches off for skate as New York makes a change. Phillips plays the wrap. Fillier on a 50-50, bats it out of air, but it's clearly a high stick off the back of the net. The play stops with 13:02 to go in the third period. Physical play has not slowed down. New York gets a bit of a break as Ottawa tries to tie it in the third period. 3-2 Sirens.
Quite the crowd it is. The entire lower bowl is full, sprinkled up into the top. And to Coach Fargo's point, this has been a long time coming for these ladies, and what a day.
You can imagine at ice level how much they feel this energy. And they'll feel it at the Garden in a month. April 4th against Seattle, already announced as a sellout. Boston sold out TD Garden as well. Now Ottawa trying to spoil the party and tie this game up. Wheeler. Fillier trying to slap it out. Instead, here's Leslie. Leslie trying to twirl with it. Rather McQuigg. Out to center O'Brien. She's warded off by Larocque. Now Wheeler takes a thumping hit in the corner from Hobson. Leslie throwing one in front for Gilday. Flexed on net and stopped by Osborne.
We're going to see a push here from Ottawa. You're starting to see the momentum shift a little bit, but they know what's on the line here. They're going to start throwing everything at the net, bodies included, and New York's got to pick up sticks.
Wozniewicz, sideboards. Comes out for Girard to Czerkowski. Czerkowski on the cross ice dump. Greco and Girard go to the corner with it.
Smart play there from Czerkowski, floating it up in the air, giving Girard time to get over. Doesn't end up winning the battle, but she buys her teammates some time.
Worked free, Mrazova. Now Harchie. Harchie cutting it back on Wozniewicz. Simpson gets it deep. Urbanet has to chase it down. Katarova on her. Here's Simpson. Harchie first on the puck, bottom of the circle. Leaves it for Vespa. Throws one high riser over Phillips. Bernard now wraps it around. Can't curl it back on Phillips. Punch to the boards for Mrazova. Taken by Vespa. Throws a fluttering puck on Phillips, who juggles and covers.
Right here off the jump, there's trying to stretch the zone. Emily Clark's doesn't quite get it behind the D, but more of that right there, just stretching the zone and creating space for players to skate into pucks.
Here's Wheeler the other way. Wheeler trying to cut it back on Hobson. Bernard into the corner, gets it down low. O'Brien curling it back out, bottom of the circle. Up top, Rose. They got some screens, deflected, never got in on Phillips. I think it hit his skate blade and then off to the corner. New York creating more of that chaos, that havoc in front of Gwyneth Phillips. Put 26 shots on net. You can see only 2 in the third period so far. In a tight defensive period. Second period was that way too. Jenner now turned over to Czerkowski. Chipped up to her by Girard. Czerkowski over the line. Leaves it. Kaltenkova. Winds, fires, deflected wide. Thrown in front. Side of the net. Score! New York says it's in. It is! And it's Taylor Girard again. Just to remind you, 7 goals for Taylor Girard, 5 of them this year against the Ottawa Charge. 2 multi-goal games, a hat trick in the season opener. Girard last year had 1 goal. Gloved by Phillips and a shot by Nyland Person. It's going to take quite the effort now for the Ottawa Charge. In the last 8 minutes and 46 seconds, a big insurance marker by Taylor Girard makes it 4-2 New York.
Sirens goal. Their seventh of the season and second of the game. Score number 17, Taylor.
And another player that doesn't have a ton in the goals column, right? But like you said, she does a lot. Does a lot to create for her teammates. And does a lot to do what she's doing right now. Create havoc in the offensive zone.
Taking a couple of hits behind the goal by Mrazova. LaRock shifts it into the offensive zone. Sticked aside by Osborne. So she's in the box. Ottawa power play. It's brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel as Fillier tries to chase down Hughes. Hughes goes down. No penalty. Fillier picks it back up. Real quick to put a button on that Maddie Wheeler story. Did you hear that she had made a U19 team at age 13 trying out with a broken wrist?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Jocks and Jill's podcast, official podcast of the PWHL. Conversation with Maddie Wheeler earlier this week. Spoke with Ora Kluga for Boston in the last episode as well. Rebecca Leslie leading this power play for Ottawa. They really need one here. O'Neill gets her stick in the way of the low to high pass.
And that fourth goal now from Taylor Girard, all the more important.
Trying to cut that one back was Mrazova. Taken away, here's Cherkowski. And slammed down the ice by Hartchie. Savalainen. Up the sheet, chipped down low by Kava. Into chase is Katarova. Hartchie. He'll get it all the way down. And O'Brien's going to race to it. She would get there first if Phillips didn't throw it around the boards herself.
That's the second or third time today she's won the foot race.
Oh, and takes a big hit at the sideboards, and Casey O'Brien is down.
After review, the call on the ice has been changed to a minor penalty for boarding.
So minor penalty is the call as it gets reversed. Here's two more looks at this. First from this behind
So it's
the
an
net
interesting call because I think that her body position is pretty well established. Sometimes you'll see them make that call because the feeling is that the aggressor or the player making contact doesn't have time to adjust her point of attack. I think in that position, Mrazova had enough opportunity to at least forego making body contact, but the other thing to consider is the standard across the board, right? And the standard of play, what they're going to call here. The hope is that they keep it consistent across the board. So maybe that's consistent with what they've been calling as far as boarding and hits from behind.
So we will monitor Casey O'Brien as best we can. New York now on a power play after the Girard penalty ends. Power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. New York's got one power play goal today by Girard. Katarova throws it all the way down. Check that, there was Wheeler who came out. Here is Girard. Girard leaves it for a shot by Colton Kova that goes wide. Nyland Person now. Fillier for Nyland Person. New York looking for a big insurance marker. Girard got the last one. Poked out by Hughes. Cherkowski will get there first. 60 seconds gone on the minor penalty to Mrazova. New York trying to end a 5-game losing skid. Ottawa on a 3-game point streak. New York entered today 2 points in behind Ottawa for the last playoff position. Worth noting, by the way, Minnesota and Toronto, who are also part of that cluster, near that last playoff position. They are tied about midway through the third in Toronto. Phillips stops that off the dasher. Simpson plays the body in the corner. Wheeler waiting in front. O'Neal delays. Simpson scores! Allison Simpson on the power play. A 3-goal New York lead.
Talk about patience, huh? That was pretty. She had nothing but time in front of the net. New York gets it set up. Nice little forecheck here. They force a turnover. D to D, they've been doing that well all night. She's wide open in front of the net. No one picks up Simpson. Again, New York is just getting everyone involved in that offensive zone. That's 2 passes. Simpson makes it a 4th pass. Gerard's right there on the doorstep. Great puck movement.
And now New York feels well on its way to ending this 5-game losing skid. They get a couple of power play goals. Sarah Fillier gets back on the score sheet today. Taylor Gerard gets a couple in front of a record crowd at Prudential Center. Biggest crowd in this building for a PWHL game, over 8,000. Watching a New York team position itself potentially back into a playoff spot. That's down for icing. As Maddie Wheeler takes it, bottom of the circle, throws one sharp angle. Phillips will glove. Sure to get there early. First 2,000 fans receive an exclusive Barbie Sirens collaboration belt bag. Get your tickets now at NewYorkSirens.com/tickets. 5-2 New York over Ottawa in the third. Back at Prudential Center, where the Sirens have a 5-2 lead over the Charge. This is the team that started New York's 5-game losing skid in this building January 20th with a 4-3 Ottawa overtime win, courtesy of Sarah Wozniewicz. Now New York trying to end this skid against the team that started it. Hey, they did the same thing with their earlier 4-game losing skid. Started against Seattle, ended it against Seattle. A win here puts New York into a playoff position, leapfrogging the Charge for the 4th spot in the standings.
And take a look at the shots. I mean, New York's out shooting Ottawa right now 30-17. So a lot of good things in this game. It was a game that they really came in knowing they wanted to perform and execute. And I think they have to be happy to this point.
Now here's Hartje. 1-on-1. New York making a change. No help coming. So Hartje will play it into the corner. Safe play there. Kova turns with it. Hartje gets it up top. Bourbonnais, one more. Simpson has one today. Her shot is blocked by Savalainen. Allison Simpson, her first goal of the year, the last New York tally.
Did a nice job again there by Hartje several times today. She's done a good job of getting those pucks low and getting them up to the D and then getting to the net.
Now Bourbonnais with net front traffic. Good block by Kate Riley.
You got Gerard on Hattie watch out there. In her office in front of the net.
She's out there now. She had the hat trick against Ottawa, first game of the year. Bourbonnais on the one-timer, kick save Phillips. Remember with Gerard, she was injured last year. Said she only had 1 goal. It's because she was hurt.
She rehabbed back from a knee injury. And I think sometimes people forget it takes a while to get your body back. It takes a while to get comfortable again, to know that you can take a hit, you can give a hit. And so to see the way she's really flourished this season, I mean, in my opinion, she's one of the best players playing the game right now. So it's starting to really come together for her, and she's had a heck of a season thus far.
Quinnipiac product in her first full season with New York after coming over in a trade with Boston for Jill Saulnier. Phillips is going to the bench. Extra attacker for Ottawa. Hobson now turning with it. 6-on-5. Rose chipping to the sideboards. Bargman trying to get it loose. Chipped away by Bernard. Rose battling for it. Approaching the last minute of play here. And the New York crowd can feel it. Turned over at the line. Vespa looking for it. Chipped off her stick. Kayla Vespa looking for her first of the year. Here's Emily Clark. Thrown in front, kick saved by Osborne on Wasnevich.
Great save from Osborne there.
Now Fillier with the net empty. Seals it for New York.
And a look of relief maybe a little bit on the face of Sarah Fillier. We talked about it before. It's been a while since she put one in the back of the net. 14 games, I believe we said. And she's got 2 here tonight. That's just all heart and hard work there from that young lady. She turns the Jets on, burns right by Savalainen. Big old smile on her face. They didn't need it. She wanted it. It feels good to put it in on an empty net. And that's got to feel good for the assistant captain.
And for Sarah Fillier, her first multi-goal performance in the PWHL since last March 25th at Ottawa. Had a 2-goal game that day. 30 seconds to go. Colton Kova over the line. Girard on the chip, past her. House now. Listen to the ovation for Fillier on this goal announcement. Now Colton Kova. 2 seconds and 1. New York ends a 5-game losing skid in style. Everything you want if you are a New York Sirens fan today. A record crowd at Prudential Center. Sarah Fillier gets back on the score sheet. A complete effort by this team today. Taylor Girard, another multi-goal game against Ottawa. She had 2, Fillier had 2, and the Sirens not only end this skid, they jump back into a playoff position with a 4-goal win over Ottawa.
And they're singing New York, New York here in Newark. What a game, huh? I mean, the Sirens have to feel good about that one. They're about to go on the road. To your point, it puts them in playoff contention. Still a lot of season to go, but that was a big game for that team. They rose to the occasion. They didn't just win. In my opinion, they put on a clinic here tonight. Ottawa's got to find a way to rebound. This is the start of a long road trip for them. They head out west, so hopefully they can hit the drawing board.
And the performer of the game, brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the PWHL, with 2 goals in today's game against the Ottawa Charge. It's Taylor Girard. Second multi-goal game for Girard against the Charge. Had a hat trick in game 1 of the season. Pots 2 today, and gets New York. Final score today from Prudential Center, Sirens 6, Charge 2.